Welcome to Wildemount, a continent devastated by a war of gods, now known as the Calamity. Now, a new war rages on between the totalitarian Vandalian Empire, which controls most of western Wayandia, and the Kryn dynasty, which inhabits the waste of Zorhas. Between the two lies Shady Creek Run, a hive of scum and villainy. That's where our story begins. How's it going, everybody? Welcome. First episode, Ancient Relics, Hokey Religions. And holy cow, this music is very loud. Very loud. No, that's me. That's me. All right. Guys, we're so excited. So excited to start doing this. We've been working on this for a while. We're pretty proud of the group that we put together. And Rare Drop Roleplay, how exciting is this? So, just right off the bat, I guess I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I'm the real JnJake. Just call me Josh. Easier that way. And me and my friend Jake here, Obi-Wan Jacoby, we created this thing called JNJtabletop. And JNJtabletop is something where it's a project we've been working on for a really long time. And we kind of just talk about D&D and explain how the game works, and we have some how-to playlists and all sorts of other stuff like that. And through this game, we're also going to teach you how stuff works. Also going to have some fun while we do it. Without further ado, let's get some introductions in. Evan, you want to tell somebody about yourself? Tell us what you're doing, what you're doing?
Yes, sure. So my name is Evan, or itsevbo, as you can see directly below my little face here. I just stream all sorts of stuff on Twitch here, but I play a lot of D&D in my spare time, and I'm very excited to have been brought into this by Jake and Josh. So just looking forward to it.
Cool. Jake.
Yeah, I'm Jake. Around Twitch and pretty much on all of the internets. I am Obi-Wan Jacoby, usually with an _ at the end of it. And like Josh said earlier, I am also one of the co-founders of JnJtabletop. He referenced how-tos, all sorts of things like that. So if you are interested in learning about D&D, definitely go subscribe to our YouTube channel. There's a lot of topics there, particularly the how to play Dungeons and Dragons video and the intro playlist. I think that's a really big thing. But yeah, I'm crazy proud of this group that we have here. If you've already subscribed to our channel, you will recognize Michael and Izzy here. They're in our Dragon of Icespire Peak game. And then I've said it for a very long time, since I first, set foot in Evbo's stream. I don't think you actually step foot in someone's stream, but I think he's one of the most talented streamers here on the platform. So I know he didn't expect me to say that. Nonetheless, I think it's true. So I will go ahead and tag Michael to introduce himself, starting now.
I'm Michael, or Master Yoda on most of my platforms. This is my second D&D campaign ever. I just picked it up at the beginning of the year. Been loving it so far, and looking to enjoy some good company and good stories. And over to Izzy. Or this way.
So I'm Izzy. I don't have a lot to say about myself. I'm just excited to play some D&D.
Yes.
So let's get to it.
There we go. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I guess the first thing that we have to do before we get started, before I even get into any of that, I just want to say I'm so excited to be doing this, and I'm so excited that I have this group here. Because like Jake said before, Evbo, you really are one of the most talented streamers we know. Izzy and Michael, fairly new players, but some of my favorite people I've ever played with, and obviously Jake, he's the person who taught me how to play, so that's just fantastic.
Guilty as charged.
So we'll start off by just explaining what the game is. D&D, we're using the 5th edition rule set. It's just a game of storytelling. It's a game of imagination. The whole game takes place in your imagination, in our collective imaginations. I'm the DM, and I will be basically throwing these fine players here into some situations, and I'll explain the scenario, I'll explain what they see and what's going on, and they'll tell me how they want to interact with it. And then through the use of dice and some rules, which we'll get into, we will kind of figure out what happens. that's pretty much it. We're also kind of, as we go along, we will be explaining the things that we're doing. So before we roll dice, maybe not every time, but sometimes before we roll dice, we'll explain why we're rolling those dice and how we got the numbers we got. So, that being said, we will change the music. And I will bring you to the very beginning. Our story begins with a lone high elf walking along a path near a river. Jake, do you want to tell everybody what they see?
I sure do. So, as you can see right now, my character's name is Vale. He has a slender build and a pale complexion. He is not overly tall, and he has dark raven-colored hair that falls kind of just over his pointed ears. Sometimes it shows and sometimes it hides his elven heritage. But unlike most elves, he has teal blue eyes that seem to be kind of playful and a little bit more full of life rather than being more reserved. He seems to be a little more, I don't know, like intrigued with the world. Vale typically wears a dark green fur-lined hooded cloak over his dark brown leather armor. Strapped to his back is a bow, a quiver of arrows, and a shield. On his belt hangs a long sword, and each leg has a dagger strapped to it. His clothing and equipment appear to be of elven design and style.
Awesome. Do you want to tell us? A little bit about what Vale is doing here? What does he do for a living?
Vale is a smuggler. He is good at hiding stuff, good at reading people, and good at being able to move stuff across the border between the Empire and typically the Graying Wildlands, because he lives in Shady Creek Run, which, like Josh said earlier, is you'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. So that's kind of where he goes with that.
All right. So as you are walking across this path, and forgive me, my dog just broke into my room.
Oh,
as
Indy.
As you're walking along this path, heading back towards the river, you see a halfling kind of just exploring around. And Eppo, you want to explain to him a little bit more about what he's looking at?
Sure. So, so my character's name is Echo, or at least that's what he goes by. And yeah, you see a halfling, basically like a child's stature, like a cherubic kind of stature, about just over 3 feet tall, 3'2" to be exact. Very dark, nearly black brown hair, shaved on the sides, kind of like my own, pulled up into a bun, and wearing what appears to be just kind of like a waistcoat, like a vest that seems to have been kind of repurposed, sewn into like a gi/robe. So kind of buttoned in the middle in 2 major spots, and then kind of comes down almost into kind of like a flowing robe at the bottom. Carrying some sort of a walking stick with a pointed end. And you know, sandals. It seems to be some sort of a monk, some sort of a monastic being. And yeah, that's pretty much what you're looking at.
Awesome.
Okay.
So, Vale, or Jake, like I said, you're walking along this road, and you see, well, not really a road, you're walking along this path in the wilderness, and you notice Eppo.
Okay.
How do you proceed?
And I'm currently south of the border for the Empire,
Yeah.
or I'm in the Grey and Wildlands.
You're a little to the west, right?
Okay.
now.
Okay. So I will Vale will walk over towards the stream. Doesn't approach Echo in any kind of aggressive manner whatsoever. Unarmed. Keeps like a respectful 20 to 15 feet of distance, nothing like that. He just kind of starts washing his hands off, kind of, a little, making sure he's okay, get a little drink. And then he says, "Hello there, friend. How are you today?"
Hello. And as he greets him, he's hesitant, but kind of pulls his walking stick, holds it a little bit more firmly. Hello. Are you friend or foe?
Oh, no. I mean no harm whatsoever. I'm just figured I'd get a drink of water and see if I could take a load off for a moment. I'm heading up to Shady Creek Run, and I don't know. Just figured I'd stop for a moment to rest.
Well, I happen to be heading in that direction as well.
Oh, really?
You appear to be armed. Is there a possibility that you might be able to point me in the direction of Shady Creek Run?
Yes, I would say that's a very good possibility. I live there, so if he just kind of eyes him up and down real quick, he says, "If you'd like, we could travel together, maybe brave any dangers that may come. It's easier to do this with company, wouldn't you say?"
Yes, I would think that would be most agreeable. I've worn down my sandals nearly to the skin, and I've gotten turned around for must be half a day. So if you could, please, yes, let's travel together.
All right, friend, it's okay. If you have to need a something for your feet, I'm sure we could find something. It's, you're on the road.
I'll find something once we reach the town.
Okay. So, Josh, how far away are we from Shady Creek Run?
We'll say it's morning time right now, and you could probably get back to Shady Creek Run by the afternoon. You're not too far away. It's not going to be too long a journey.
Okay.
It's just all right. So you're traveling together now, I gather. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. As you make your way back to where you left the raft, you get to the river and you see that the stream or the river just runs. It's a nice day. It's a nice day. There's a cool breeze along your face, and you look, and Vale, of course, has hidden his raft very well behind some brush. If you'd like to get it out, you do that with no problem, and
definitely
you can start making your way back if that's what you'd like to do.
Yeah, absolutely. I would try to make sure. I would make sure Echo knows how to use a raft before he, like, if he looks like he's unsure of himself or anything like that, as any good experienced seaman would.
I will have it at some point used a raft, or at least would be able to kind of sort that out. He lives not far off the shore, so yeah, he would have at some point, been familiar with that.
Okay, yeah.
All right. I'm not gonna make you guys roll for anything here because it's a raft. It's okay. Nobody's fallen in the water today.
Yeah.
Yet.
Give it time.
Yeah. So you start making your way back east, then over to Shady Creek Run.
Yeah, I would say let's just head right there. At least that's what Vale would start doing.
All right. If you guys want any time to talk while you're on there, go for it. If not, I'm gonna.
So Echo, pardon me for prying, I suppose, but what sort of business do you have in Shady Creek Run?
Oh, well, I suppose it's no harm in talking about it. Well, it may be obvious I'm a monk, and
I noticed.
My master from my monastery had mentioned that there's something of great value that I'm supposed to be finding in Shady Creek Run, and that it would at least be the place to ask for help in locating it. Although for the life of me, I don't know what it is. Suppose it's part of this pilgrimage.
It seems rather ambiguous. Is that all you have to go on?
Yes. Regrettably.
Is that typical?
More than you would expect.
Oh my.
Everyone speaks in riddles, rhymes. It's incredibly frustrating.
Have you spent much time outside? Well, actually, where are you from? Sorry, I should have asked that first.
Oh, well, I suppose.
Again, not to pry.
No, it's quite all right. In the way of the monastery, you leave your old life behind. So for all intents and purposes, I come from JnJake. That's where my monastery is located, anyway.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And in Elvish, Vale says, "Do you speak Elvish?"
Okay, so Echo replies, and bows very deeply as he says it. The same to you.
Vale just kind of like fiddles and puts his hair behind his ear and is just like, "Oh, right. Well, so I take it you haven't spent much time away from JnJake. Is that right?"
Well, I should say I spend most of my time in the monastery. I don't do much traveling since I've gotten there. Though I will say, as much as I don't like this quest that I've been put on, this fetching job, it is a nice way to get out and see a bit more of the world.
Well, that's true. It's nice to get out and see what's out there. I imagine you probably lead a bit of a cloistered life.
So to speak.
I don't know I could do that.
It's not entirely exciting. But then again, walking on a dirt road isn't much better, but at least I get to see some trees.
They are nice.
And how about yourself? Vale? Was that it?
Yes, that's correct.
What is it that you do?
Well, I am in transporting. I usually make deliveries. And, you know, if somebody has a job that they want me to bring something of value, you know, I'm a capable warrior, as you can see by my equipment, quite strong, you know. They'll pay me to do it, which is why I have this raft here. It helps mitigate some of these travel times. Makes it nice and fast.
I see. Well, I may have a job for you then, but let's get to town first.
That sounds like a good idea.
Okay. Some time passes. That was great, guys, by the way. Some time passes, and as you move along, actually, why don't you both make perception checks for me?
Oh man, the first rolls of the campaign.
So just for the viewers at home, perception is basically used to see whether your character notices something or how much they notice. So they're going to roll, I believe it's their wisdom modifier, d20, plus their wisdom modifier, and then if they have any sort of perception bonus, they add that as well. So what do you guys have?
So I rolled a 16 plus a 3 for my wisdom modifier, which would be a 19.
Yeah.
And I rolled an 11 plus 3 for mine is a 14.
Okay, all right. So I had set the DC, I'll just say this for teaching purposes, I set the DC at 12. Pretty easy, so they had to get a 12 or higher just to see if they notice what I'm about to tell them. So you see, you see further up this river that there's now been a checkpoint here of some guards from the Dwendalian Empire. This is a little further up north than you've seen them before. You definitely didn't see them on your way here, but it looks like they're probably going to stop you.
And do I have a good line of sight on them? Like, can I kind of get a read on them?
Not yet, we'll say.
Okay.
But is there anything you want to do for that, or you just want to kind of follow instructions when it comes down to it? Anything to prepare?
Vale would just say to Echo, I don't know how often you do this, but I cross borders all the time. So usually just follow whatever directions they give you and everything should be fine.
Yes, I'll say I had no problem getting here. I've crossed a few borders on the travel, and everything's gone just fine. As long as you're not breaking any laws, what's the problem, right?
Exactly.
We're both upstanding citizens.
Of course.
Law-abiding citizens, certainly.
Of course.
As you guys are having this conversation, you're approaching where they've set up to kind of stop people, and a guard that looks like he's leading the group. It's only about 4 or 5 of them, not a crazy amount, but definitely enough to stop you. He's gonna say, "All right, come this way. Come this way. Stop. This is a border check. We're going to come on board and inspect your goods."
Yeah, I very slowly, non-aggressively comply with any directions they give. Make it easy for them to get on. Even give them a hand if they seem to need it. I doubt guards would want it, but
Sure, yeah.
It
says, what are you doing this way? What business do you have here?
Oh, I'm just going home to Shady Creek Run.
When you say that, he kind of gives you this look like, Shady Creek Run, eh? What do you do in Shady Creek Run? Nothing good comes from there.
It's not the easiest place to live, that's for sure, but sometimes, a little bit of hired muscle, As you can see, I'm quite the capable warrior. He kind of gives a flex. And actually, he has a slender build, so it's almost like a little laughable that he does that. It's actually trying to charm him a little bit, if possible.
You hear from one of the other guards, like, just kind of mocking your build.
I've been working out. This doesn't... Oh, right. Whatever.
Right. Well, what sort of goods are you transporting?
I actually finished a delivery. Right now, I'm just heading back.
Well, let's see the bags then.
Sure. I open up my bag because the item that I'm carrying is in the hidden compartment, and I'd like to ask, as per my custom background for smuggler, do I have any read on whether or not these guards could be bribed?
Absolutely. Yeah, this guy is like, you can tell just by what he's wearing. He's some sort of sergeant. He's in charge of these few men, and
okay,
he doesn't get paid well enough, so he could absolutely be.
As I'm opening my bag to do this, I would like to have a sleight of hand and just drop a couple of gold coins to fall into the bottom of it.
Sure, yeah.
So that it's kind of obvious. Yeah, so it's kind of obvious to him that I'm, doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, go for it.
It's a natural one.
That's a natural one.
Yes.
Oh, man.
It's a total of a 6. I'm good at this, I swear.
All right.
Great.
So for everybody else, natural 1 is the lowest that you could possibly roll on a d20. It is commonly referred to as a critical failure, and it usually means something pretty bad happens. In this case, how much money? How much gold were you planning on throwing in the?
I don't have a ton. I was gonna drop 3, but if you want to say I dropped more, or whatever you want to do, I don't know.
We'll say you instead of putting them in the bag, you dropped like 6 gold pieces on the ground, and it just kind of, all just falls on the wooden raft. It makes some noise, and all the guards kind of look at you like. And
oh, excuse me, I'm so clumsy. I go to pick them up.
He'll be like, well, you're not the smoothest one we've seen, but you pay the most. And he'll just take it and say, that'll do. Be on your way.
You said it was 6?
Yeah, it was 6 gold.
Dang it.
Sorry.
It's fine. Oh yes,
yeah.
Help, yes, help just kind of gestures to the coins.
Okay, so is there anything Echo wants to say about that, or you guys are kind of on your way, moving past here? They're still in eyesight, but not really anything of they're not paying attention to you anymore. Pretty far down now.
So I don't think Echo. I still think Echo hasn't caught on, even though that was like very obvious. I don't think Echo has caught on to the fact that he's a smuggler. So he thinks that that was just an incredible, like maybe trying to give him a tip and did a bad job or something.
Mhm.
Like so, he doesn't catch on to that at all. So yeah, no, he doesn't. He doesn't really say anything about it. Just kind of, all right, kind of carries on.
Sure. Yeah. So we'll say you guys kind of just continue on your way, and throughout the rest of the journey, you don't really see any hiccups. And
Awesome.
Jake, do you know where you're headed to? I know. I sent you that message kind of late. You were on your way.
No, I got it.
To. Yeah. Okay. So you get to town.
Okay. Echo, first, you must be hungry. I'm very hungry. I know this great place where we can get a bite to eat, and even if you need a place to stay for the evening, perhaps, I don't know, if you're new at town, it's a great place to meet people. You'll love it. It's called the Shady Creek Tavern. And I just would start kind of leading him there.
Yes, I could use a good meal. Yes, please. Let's go.
All right. So we'll leave you guys for a second, and that will bring us to the Shady Creek Tavern. It's not a large place. It's maybe could fit 25 maximum. And in there, you see, as we change to our tavern playlist, you see a halfling sitting at a table playing a game of dice. Michael, do you want to tell us any more about what we're looking at?
Mac is he's short, even for a halfling, but proportional in size. You know, he's not skinny or anything like that. He's clean shaven. He has some rugged features and gray flecked, dark, shaggy hair. You know, and it shows the same wariness as the dangerous gleam in his brown eyes as he's throwing his dice down. Everything about him looks a little well worn. From the slight creases in his leather armor that you can tell has seen some action, and the lack of shine on the rapier at his belt.
All right. Awesome. And also, in that bar, you see a woman sitting at the bar, sitting behind the bar, speaking to the bartender. And Izzy, you want to tell us a little bit more about what we're looking at there?
Yes. So Melly is a young woman, anywhere from like 19 to 20 years old. She is, average height. She's a Aasimar, so she's like fair-skinned but sun-kissed from working on her family's farm where she raises cows and helps tend to her family's plum trees. She's got very pale blonde hair, light eyes, and like long eyelashes, just very fair in her looks. And she's chatting with the bartender and flirting it up a little bit, be like batting her eyelashes and like giggling at things that, most people would be like, that was not a good joke.
Okay, yeah. So you're trying to put the moves on, trying to woo a little bit.
Just trying to work him.
All right. Well, how about this? Why don't you roll us a persuasion check? We'll get to see a little bit of that.
All right.
Come on, natural one. You can do it too, Izzy. I know it.
I don't doubt it. All right, here we go. Persuasion. This one.
And you can tell us why you're doing this too.
Okay, so Melly has traveled to the tavern to try and sell her family's plum milk and wine. She was, hankering to get out of her family's farm, and she had a weird interaction with her sibling that sent her onto this road. And so she's talking with the bartender to try and get them to stock her product. And I rolled a 6, and with my modifier, that gets me to a 10. So,
Not bad.
So he's that is not bad at all, actually, for a natural 6. So the bartender, Carl is his name. He's just gonna say, here's the thing. I don't really know. I mean, I like you. You're a nice person. I like the product. It seems okay. I just don't know if my patrons are gonna like this kind of thing. You know? I mean, I could take a couple of the bottles you put out here for samples. We let some people try it. You know, see how it is. A couple of the regulars get it. You know, what do you think? So you could give me how many bottles you got here? How many bottles could I take? Maybe like 5, 6. Show them in the back there. You just give them out as samples tonight. We'll see how it goes, and then maybe we work out a deal.
I think that sounds splendid, Carl. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation about our products. I don't think you'll regret this. As a matter of fact, why don't I go see if any of the patrons here would like to take a sample?
Sure. Yeah. That'd be great.
Alright, so Melly is actually wearing a little cloak, and it's got like cow spots all over it. So she's gonna like take that off and like hang it on the bar, and she'll like pick up some platters, because she's kind of tough because she's working on the farm. So she'll just start walking around and offer, the wine and the milk to the patrons there.
Okay. All right. Yeah, as you're doing that, the door pops open. You see a high elf walk in, and you also see a halfling alongside him.
All right. Did we pretty much see what's going on? Like, besides, sorry if you mentioned it before, besides Melly and Mac.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of busy.
Oh no, not too busy.
Okay.
The bar at most would probably fit 25, maybe 30 people. There's about 10 maximum in here right now, including yourselves.
Okay.
So there's 3 people sitting at the dice table, and you recognize one of them to be your friend Mac, or colleague Mac.
Yeah, as Vale would start to walk towards the bar, but if he made eye contact with Mac, he would just kind of, give a nod, like a wave. And if I'm being honest, Vale would definitely look at the new barmaid passing out drinks, and then just make his way over to the bartender.
Okay.
And he just kind of motions for Echo to come with him.
Sure.
Yeah,
Probably
Echo kind of catches the vibe and starts trying to take bigger steps, like louder steps, as though he's a tough guy.
That's awesome.
Carl's gonna say, "Oh, go ahead."
I'll say at that point, I kind of, I'd probably be running a little bit low on funds for the evening, and when I see Vale come in, I'd be like, "All right, guys, I'm gonna go over there and I'm finished for right now," and walk over to the bar to kind of meet Vale over at the bar.
Whenever you're ready to lose some more money, you know where to find me.
I'll be back.
How about one more roll, huh? One roll on the D12. We'll all put 1 gold down. Whoever has the highest wins, huh? There's another person.
Sounds good.
At the table will be like, "Yeah, come on, let's do it."
Need a little bit more drinking money anyway.
All right, so it's just going to be, you can roll a D12. Whoever rolls the highest is going to win this one. And it's 1 gold each. And anybody? You roll a 4?
A 4.
All right. 6 was the highest, unfortunately. So you did lose your gold piece. Can't leave without me taking at least 1 more gold piece from you, huh?
Oh, yep. And did I hear something about samples being handed out?
Oh, good gentlemen. Would you like to try a sample of my family's plum wine and plum milk?
I'll try the plum wine. I don't milk.
It is quite delicious and good for you.
I'll try the plum wine, please.
All right, Melly will hand him a little sample cup.
That actually is pretty good.
You can get some at the bar.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll have to ask the bartender for some, and then I kind of finish sauntering over to Vale at the bar.
Okay. Yeah, I would actually, seeing that interaction, I probably would have waited, and I would said, "Ah, yes, Mac. It's good to see you. I actually met a new friend. Maybe he's a kinsman of yours." He kind of smiles, knowing that's not even close to true. When he like looks at Echo, she says, "Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?" And while they're doing that, he's gonna tiptoe over to the bar.
Okay.
Sure. Carl is not going to be discreet with you at all, and then he's just, "Oh, my man, Vale, how you doing? You here? You got what I needed, huh?"
Of course I do. Do I ever fail you?
Oh, not once. Let me see what you got.
And I open up my my bag and remove the item from the special place in the bag and
Sure.
kind of keep it, like if it's at the end of the bar, like I have my bag here and, try to keep it somewhat on the down low, but
Okay. Yeah, he'll take it and he'll hold it right up.
yeah. Oh, Carl, your professionalism is just staggering.
And he's gonna just give you a wink. He'll open the bag up a little bit, take a little bit out. It's almost like a grain, and he just kind of, "Oh, yep, that's exactly what I needed. Hey, listen, these things hard to come by in Shady Creek Run. You know how it is. Really appreciate you bringing this stuff out for me." And he's gonna give you 10 gold for that.
All right.
And oh, by the way, while you're here, you got to try this stuff, all right? It's a new sample. I'm trying it out. Some girl over here, she's trying to sell a plum wine, something like that. She said she thinks you're a milk drinker. I don't know. Hey, what was your name? Maggie? Maisie? Melly, come here, Melly. Why don't you give these guys some samples, huh?
Oh, it would be my pleasure. She'll walk over. So what are you fellows been up to? You look parched. You should try some of this plum wine. It is delicious. You can even ask this young lad here.
And I just, at this point, Vale would just turn and look at Mac.
I'm not sure what young lad she's referring to, but it is pretty tasty. Not gonna lie.
Yes, I'll try one. And he, as he's waiting for her to hand him one, he just stands next to Mac and says, "Now, if you had to pick which one of us is older, who do you think you would choose?"
Well, you both are just so gosh darn handsome.
No.
I couldn't possibly say which one was younger.
I'll try both the wine and the milk. You've won me over.
She'll have both of them too.
He tries them both.
So I kind of glance over at Echo. I don't know if you said his name earlier, so I don't think I know his name. But just from the look of him, I just kind of so what monastery did you step out of?
Oh, well, I mean, the only one in Bisay's Teal. Which monastery did you step out of?
I didn't come from a monastery.
Oh, thank the gods, I didn't think so.
I just look down a little.
No, he practices a different sort of discipline. He takes another sip of the wine.
So what are you helping Vale doing his couriering?
Oh, quite the opposite. Our friend, I assume mutual friend here, helped me to town. I'm actually looking for something, and might be employing his services.
Is that something worth a lot of money?
It's supposed to be. The problem is I don't actually know what it is, where it is, or what it would look like. So
he needs our benevolent guidance, Mac.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I do know the ins and outs of this city. There's a good chance I might be able to help find or get what you're looking for.
Well, I could use any help I can get.
Well, goodness,
I think we
that
may have
sounds
an agreement.
so dangerous. Would you like some plum milk to fortify your body before you go on this adventure?
I don't know what that means, so yes.
She'll hand him a cup of the plum milk.
Okay. So
I nudge Vale. I go, he looks like a milk kind of guy.
I'll bet you a silver that he can't finish the sample.
You're on.
Okay.
Okay, so what? None of us have drank this yet, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I've
Or
had some of the plum wine, but I have not had the milk.
I know, Vale, I know you took it, but did you actually
We'll say I
drink it
haven't.
yet?
Yeah, we'll say I hadn't yet.
Okay, what is the experience that I have drinking this plum milk? Like, how would you describe plum milk?
I don't know.
So it has
I'm gonna leave
like,
that to Izzy.
it has like the consistency of milk and like a little bit sweeter, like fruity tones to it. So like
Okay.
it's like really like wholesome and like good for you. A lot of good fat, a lot of good protein, you know, getting all that balance in with like a little bit of sugar.
Okay, that's kind of exactly what I thought. So I think he takes the first. He just kind of goes for it. He doesn't really like hesitate much. Just kind of like takes it. It's like a little bit of a smell, and smells like the sweetness of it, and like that. It's exactly what he pictured in his mind, and just kind of slams it down. Well, I must say that. Well, but where can I get more of this?
Well, my goodness, you could go talk to the bartender, Carl. He is considering stocking this product, and, you know, your input might make the difference between everyone in this town getting to experience this wonderful drink.
I see. Carl! Milk!
Blast, next round's on me.
What's this guy's problem, huh?
And when you say on you, you mean from the silver you just won, and I flipped you over a coin.
Phil, this your little brother or something?
Yes.
Mac,
Do you
you
not?
want some- huh?
Can you not see the family resemblance, Carl?
Yeah.
He's new in town.
Yeah. All right. What can I help you with? All right. What's your name, huh?
What, me?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you think I was talking to somebody else? Was there someone else in here who just called my name?
Oh, yes, my mistake, Carl. I wasn't sure. You're big. So, milk, please.
Is he talking about your samples? Yeah.
I'm telling you, Carl, it will not be a mistake. You will not regret it. Everyone will love this. And she'll just like start like touching his shoulder. It'll just be like, it'll be wonderful for the town.
Why don't you roll another persuasion with advantage this time? So advantage basically means that she gets to roll 2d20, take the highest one. So basically doubles her chances of getting something good.
All right, that's a 14.
It's 14. Seems like it's working out so far. So Carl's just gonna say, all right. Okay, all right. I get what you're doing. Get your hands off me, all right? I'm a married man, okay? None of that up in here. But we'll take a couple bottles, all right? All right. You know, maybe you could come back here another time. Whenever you can get this stuff over here, have your sister come, whoever you were telling me about. She could bring, like, I don't know, we'll say like 10 bottles for now. We'll see how fast that moves out, and then we'll talk again after that, okay? You're going to be around here for a while? You're hanging out with these guys now? These degenerates over here? Bunch of
Well,
jabronis?
my good sir, none of these men seem like degenerates to me. And please
Yeah.
do pardon my behavior. I will definitely be in touch with you, though, regarding the rest of the supplies.
Okay, all right. So what, can I get you guys something to eat? Huh? You want a menu? Anybody look at a menu?
I'll take a menu.
All right, yeah. So you look at the menu, and pretty simple. You got a stew, it's some venison, and then the last thing that you see on here is something called damp noodle. It is a regal steamed roll served in sweet custard with savory potatoes.
What was that called again?
Damp noodle. I might be pronouncing that incorrectly. It is from the Wildemount book. Everything is just it's 2 silver for everything on there. Each, not if you were to buy one of each, you know.
Got it.
Yeah, so Echo is very excited, as Dampfnoodle is his favorite thing. This is his favorite food. So yes, he does address Carl. Basically, as soon as he sees it, he lifts the menu up, like pointing to it, and he says, "One Dampfnoodle, please. One Dampfnoodle, please, now."
All right. Yeah.
Make that 2.
minutes.
I will try one as well.
What about Melly? Anything for you? It's on the house. You supplied the drinks. You get something for free, some food. Don't worry about it.
No, thank you so much. Could I please have the stew?
Okay, sure. Mac, you getting anything?
Yeah, just a bottle of the plum wine if you got it.
Hey, take it up with Melly. And yeah, so he'll just kind of go to the back and start getting some food ready, putting in an order for you guys, talking it over with the chef.
Melly's gonna turn to Mac and go, "My goodness, did you really like the wine that much?"
Sure did.
All right, well let me just rummage through my bag and see if I have a full bottle here. She'll go through her bag. All right, and she'll pull it out and give it to him. Just tell everyone that you meet about it.
I most definitely will. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Do you mind if I sit with you, gentlemen?
Not at all. Why don't you join us?
You're bringing the wine,
Please.
so...
Sir, you, the one who enjoyed the plum milk, what was your name?
Oh, I go by Echo.
Echo, would you like some more plum milk?
Please. It is one of the best things I've ever tasted.
So I'll pour him a glass, too. And then, very tall, sir, what, would you like any of my 2 products?
Yes, I'll have some of this plum milk as well. It was nice and sweet, and yeah, I think that sounds good. What brings you to town besides looking for business? Is that he kind of leans back as if trying to be smooth, but it's probably not coming off as smooth as he thinks it is.
Well, before I get to that, what was your name?
Oh yes, my name is Vale.
Okay, I'm Melly. I am in town to help my family sell our 2 products. You know, I grew up on a farm out in the Menagerie Coast by the plum tree groves. And so the 2 products that we have are plum milk and plum wine.
Oh, that sounds interesting. Is this all you've done? Do you do anything else? Or you've been farming and
farming and tending to the animals, and I also help, you know, in my town, our small village, when people get hurt. You know, children fall down, they break a bone. I've been able to, you know, help mend their wounds.
Oh yes. Well, you can heal? That's a very useful skill. How do you do this? You have some form of some magic, is that right?
Something like that. I'm not quite sure where it comes from, but there was this odd person who was traveling through our town and, you know, took me under their wing and taught me, you know, how to really harness the powers that were within me. What are you doing in town?
Oh, I'm just trying to make some coin wherever I can. I make deliveries. And apparently I'm talking to a nice young lady such as yourself.
Well, the pleasure is all mine. Echo, I couldn't help but overhear that you're here to look for something?
Yes. It's a little difficult to explain, but I'm on a bit of a pilgrimage from my monastery and my master sent me out this way to look for something of great value to bring back, but he won't tell me what it is. Just that I'm supposed to find something valuable here and bring it back to the monastery.
She's gonna pull out a bottle of the plum milk. Well, take this with you. Who knows? Maybe this is one of the things that he was speaking of.
All right. I will. So yeah, he happily takes it and tucks it into like a little kind of fold on his belt where it'll kind of sit steadily.
And Mac, did you have a goal where you were in town?
You know, just making a little money here, spending it there, you know, just having a good time.
Spending your money or losing your money? What,
Hey, now. That's,
Yes, this one here, he likes to, well, I'm not one to judge. I love a friendly wager.
On a day the dice is hot, I can make some money. But, you know, it tends to be cold more often than not.
Well, you know, I've never rolled dice before. Could you teach me?
I most definitely could. So, you know, normally you know, it depends on the tavern, depends on the location. I just pull some dice out of my pocket. But, you know, we usually use these 12-sided die just for, you know, most of the time it's just a straight-up roll. You know, just who is the highest dice that day. I mean, obviously there are other games out there, but it's kind of just, you know, when you're looking for that true just luck of chance kind of feeling for it. Yeah, actually, when you guys were just here, I actually just lost a whole gold on one roll a minute ago.
That's such a shame.
I mean, it happens. Not like I can't get more. There's always people around here willing to part with their money.
So not just you, is what you're saying?
Well, I part with my money willingly.
Fair enough.
Alright. So as this is all going on, Carl's just gonna come back, and he's actually holding all three of your plates and bowl, and brings them on, drops them in front of you. Says, alright, there you go. Enjoy. Let me know if you need anything else. I'm gonna go check on everybody, see how everybody's doing. Just take it easy.
Thank you, Carl.
Yeah.
Indeed, thank you so much.
And he'll just get it. When he hears Melly, he'll be like, yeah. Just kind of shake his head like, this one.
So, Echo, you really have no other information. You're just supposed to show up in town, find this magic MacGuffin, if you will, and then it's just the way it goes? How does that work?
I would love to answer that. I wish I knew. He just told me that I would come out to this place and find something of great value and then bring it back with me.
Interesting.
All right. While you guys are having this conversation, an orc kind of slams the door open and just kind of comes in. He's got another guy behind him, just a human, and they're just loud and making noise. They come, sit down right next to you. The orc looks over at his human friends. He says, all right, Jerry, I'm gonna drink way more than you tonight. I'm gonna drink way more than anyone else here tonight. And he's gonna look. He sees a lot of you, kind of looks you up and down, notices Melly. He's gonna say, hello, love. Fancy a drinking game, anyone? Some stakes on it. We put some gold, anyone? Anyone for a wager?
Oh my goodness, I couldn't possibly.
But I could. What are you looking to wager?
Let's say, how much you got?
At the moment, I'm down to about 3 gold. I don't know if my friends would be willing to chip in a little for a friendly game.
How much are we talking here? Do I know this guy actually?
You might have seen that. Well, why don't you roll? What do you think you'd roll for trying to see if you knew somebody, Jake? What would you suggest?
Maybe history, or maybe history if I'm familiar with who he is, or just an intelligence check to remember.
Well, why don't you actually roll me a perception check? Because I don't think you know him specifically, but perception I think would.
All right, I got a 12 plus 3 is 15.
Yeah. So you notice just by the clothes that he's wearing and the way he carries himself that he's part of the local Grudge Gang. You would also know that the Grudge Gang is kind of the group in Shady Creek Run that they are like a self-appointed like mercenary group. They kind of try to keep some sort of peace within the town. They also try to protect from some of the monsters that might be in the north in the Savalier Wood, and try to keep Shady Creek Run running.
Okay. Sure, I'll participate in this drinking game. I bet you I could drink more than you anyways. He just kind of smiles somewhat playfully.
That's what I like to hear. All right. How about this? Each of you put in a gold piece. 2 gold pieces if you're feeling crazy. I've got some stories I can tell you. And we could also throw in 2 gold pieces from me and 2 gold pieces from my friend here, Jerry. Who wins keeps all of it.
So, 8 gold altogether. And he just looks over at Mac, kind of like, are you putting in your 2, or what are you doing? Yeah. Alright, I'll put in 2 as well.
Drinks and stories. I'll join as well.
Hale just kind of looks like very unexpectedly at Echo. Alright.
I'm beginning to like you already.
And he'll look over at Melly and say, how about you, love? Are you going to join us?
Not for the drinking, but maybe I could help fund these gentlemen and listen to the stories.
Sure. All right, well, since you're obviously at the disadvantage because you're going up against me,
Of
what
course.
should we drink tonight?
Oh, I know. How about plum wine?
plum wine. What do you?
It is delicious.
Since when do they serve plum wine here?
Since today.
All right, we could try it out then. If that's what you like, love. Sure. And Carl's just gonna come over and notice these guys. You freaking clowns coming in here again. What are you doing here? Just got off your shift. Taking it easy, right? You're not gonna wreck the place in here, huh? We're just gonna be like, yeah, we're just playing a friendly wager. All right. So I think the way we'll do this, just for easiness sake, not trying to get anything crazy right now. Say everybody gets the first one down, no problem. Number 2, you just kind of drinking shots of this. Number 2, everybody make a Constitution check.
This is a check, right? Not a saving throw? Because they are different.
Why don't you make a Constitution saving throw, Jake, now that you mentioned that?
Alright. 9.
9?
Yes. 5 plus 4.
We're gonna say it takes I'm gonna say 2 fails, and you're out. You pass out. You're done. Something happens. So
You don't want to know.
first DC to beat is 10. So just let me know how you guys are doing. You can roll your
Okay.
sleeves.
13.
13. All right, you're good. Jake, you have 1 fail.
Yeah.
Mac.
20, not nat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're good. You're good.
The grizzled vet over here. He's like, we're fine.
And I may or may not have gotten started before everyone else got me.
Melly, are you drinking with them, or are you just here for the show and supplying the alcohol?
I'm just here to, keep them drinking, show Carl that my product is good and people will drink it and like it, and then also hear whatever stories they have to share.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So he kind of the 2 of them, Jerry and the orc, will tell you. Well, my manners. My name is Talbot. I work here for the Grudge Gang, keeping you all safe and sound, so you could do whatever it is you please here. And as he goes to drink that second one, he kind of just.
It burns on the way. Does it right in the back of the throat? I feel like it's right here, just.
No, it's delicious. It's delicious.
Oh yeah, well, of course.
The other one seems to be fine. Well, I did promise stories, didn't I? How much do you know about the families here?
How much do we know about the families, Josh?
Well, Echo would probably not know anything about the tribes of Shady Creek Run. Melly, I don't know. Have you heard stories about Shady Creek Run? Do you want to do a history check for that, or you want to just say nothing? I'll leave that up to you.
I feel like Melly probably heard rumors, so let's do a history check and see what vague things she may have heard.
Okay. History just helps you remember things, by the way. Just that kind of determines if you know. And Echo, if you want to roll a history check, you can. It just kind of seemed like you didn't really know a lot about Shady Creek Run, so I figured.
I guess I could roll it just to see if I would have heard anything.
Okay.
'Cause I'm not like, they say Steel is not a small, it's not like a super small place.
Yeah.
Nope. Oh wait, I can hold on. It was a 1, but I can re-roll ones.
Hey, there you go.
Because
Yeah,
I'm a
so-
halfling.
Yeah,
A 19.
Oh, yes.
Wait. Hold on, that's without modifiers. Let me see what that actually ends up as. That's
love
20 actually. 30-20.
Okay. Fantastic. Melly, what'd you have there?
Melly has a natural 1, so she
Natural.
she knows that it exists, that there are people who lived here. That's it.
Okay. All right. So everyone except for Melly would know just everything about it. I mean, so he's just asking, like, how much do you know? I guess you guys just do. You, all right. So you would know that the Mardoon family is kind of the powerhouse of crime in the Graying Wildlands. The Utulat family, they kind of focus on trades and things like that. They control some of the passes into Shady Creek Run itself and make people pay tolls to get in. The Trebane family, which Jake is very familiar with they're kind of the most covert house. You know that they like Molesmere, and they're really interested in relics and things of the sort. You don't know a ton about them, though. And then there is the Jagantoth family, and they have a reputation for just being brutal, unforgiving. They publicly execute people just to make examples of them. They're involved in slavery and all sorts of nasty things. None of these families are really good, but they are collectively the people who run Shady Creek Run. So
he will ask you, "Hey, how much do you know about the families, Shady Creek Run?"
I've heard of them. Just kind of smiles.
Well, the Muldoon family did some digging, and well, let's say they found something. We were there too, up north in the Salvio. Found something nice, actually. But I won't tell you where, not now, anyway. Let's drink.
And you guys can drink.
All right. Come on, con save.
Con saves.
That'll do it.
Got a 12 this time. That's a little better.
There you go.
18.
Okay. Wow, you guys are killing it. Mac?
21.
21. Holy cow.
Okay, Mac.
All right, so this time Jerry's the one who's like, you know, he's just kind of curse the bucket. No, he's okay. He's okay. No, he's not. He throws up
Oh.
and he's done. He doesn't really drink wine that often. Not a good day. Wine drunk, wine hungover. He's not going to feel great the next day. Carl's going to be like, "You gotta be freaking kidding me. Get the hell out of here. What are you doing?" Oh, God. You believe these guys? I don't want to see any of you thrown up in here, right? You got to do that. You save it. You get to the back. You do it outside, all right? Like a respectable adult. Okay? We clear?
Yes, of course, Carlos.
Naturally. So you were saying?
All right. Well, it was a box, right? The Muldoon family found this, and it was something that really the Trebane family wanted, of course. But
Vale raises an eyebrow.
we took it anyway. So it's being held in a warehouse where the Muldoon family will be keeping it and transporting it. Who knows, maybe something to do with the Marriott and all that junk. Things of the sort, you know how they work. But enough. Let's drink. This wine is delicious, actually.
All right.
Let's see, guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
I got an 8.
you got an 8?
Yeah.
Goodbye, Vale.
I get up and try and follow Carl's directions to the best of my ability.
It's here, kind of.
As best I can.
You will say you can make it. You make it, and you get outside, and you guys from the inside just kind of hear like, you know, just some nasty throw up sounds. I won't do too many of them. Sorry, stream.
Yeah, thank you. Very much appreciated.
So, Talbot, not looking very great either, actually. I'm just gonna say, and then everybody's gold sitting at the table. He's gonna say,
Well, they were keeping it in a warehouse. I was thinking about actually taking it back from them and giving it to the Trebane family because I knew they would offer a hefty reward for something like that. Just the warehouse outside of town, and he just kind of
smacks down on the table.
So was Vale back in time to hear that? Or was I still retching outside?
Did you eat your food?
Definitely.
Yeah, you're back in time.
Okay. I had to go void it. And come back. Yeah. Anyways. So, would I know what warehouse he's talking about since I live in Shady Creek Run?
Let's say, why don't you give me 1 second? See if there's something that you could roll for that. Otherwise,
And also, would I possibly know either?
I'm gonna say that you both know. Both of you know. Melly and Echo, you guys haven't really been in town long enough to get an idea of like the layout or anything, so you probably wouldn't. But yeah, you know the one he's talking about. It's just north of the the road in the clover, and yeah, you know that most of the time it is just kind of just sits there, just waits for shipments. There's usually some guards walking about, but it's not usually anything too crazy that way. And you guys can continue drinking, or you can until there's one left and one person takes the gold, or you could do whatever. That's, I guess it's between.
Both of them are out, though.
Right now. Yeah, both of them are out. The other guy's kicked out of the bar. He's not allowed back, and Talbot's just passed out.
Vale
So
just
I
shrugs
just
as he's out.
I glance over at Echo and I go, "You want to just split it and just the profits anyway? Obviously, anybody that chipped in." I look at Vale, and Melly. You guys can get your money back. Obviously.
I think our point has been made.
No, you won it fair and square.
Let's
No,
just
you'll just pick
redistribute
up
the wealth. It's fine.
Her gold and put it back in her coin purse.
I slide an extra gold over to you. I say that's for the wine and for fronting some money for it.
Oh, you're just too kind. Thank you.
All right.
Well, I actually... And he kind of just like does one of these. I know where he's talking about, and I would like to go take a look. Echo, I have a feeling that this is definitely what you've been looking for.
Well, yeah, I think it may be. I think it may be.
Oh, yes.
No, this is very good. My face is hot.
Yes, I mean, well, you feel better if you, get it out.
Yes. No, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I think this may be something that I might be looking for, but I'd hate to trouble you and have this... I'll have to find a way to pay you.
To pay me?
Well, yes, if you're going to be helping me find this.
Well...
I'm sure there might be other things worthwhile in the warehouse while we're there. I mean,
Talbot is correct. I've done a bit of work
That
for the
would be
Tribune.
stealing.
Oh, well... Really depends on how you look at it.
it's not really theirs to begin with. They kind of just confiscate and take stuff from people, so
Absolutely.
really we'd just be taking it back. I mean, it's the only fair thing to do.
Originally, it was in the ruins of Melasmia where they found it.
I see, so this is a noble cause.
Exactly.
Hmm.
You see where
Very
I'm from, and he
well.
just kind of puts his hair over his ear again. He just says, I need to learn what happened to my people. You'd be doing me a favor.
Well then, let's away. To the warehouse outside of town!
Oh, okay.
And
It's not
Carl's
settled.
just gonna
Okay.
say, whoa. You guys aren't going anywhere until you pay for the food, all right?
Oh, right.
The wine was on her.
Oh no, he said he was covering everything, and I point to the guard that's kind of slumped on the table a little bit.
Why don't you roll me persuasion, and I'll give you advantage on that one, because Carl likes you guys.
This is just straight out of Dumb and Dumber. I
Nat
love it.
20.
If this guy is Seabass,
Carl's just gonna go, all right, you know what? I heard he was feeling generous tonight too. I hear he tips well. You guys go ahead. Hey, you know what? I heard he's also gonna pay for a room tonight if you guys need a place to stay, huh? Anybody? Bailey, you have your room, that's fine. Everybody else, you need a place to stay? Well, I guess it's on Talbot over here.
Thank you, Talbot.
He's a very nice man.
I kind of like nudge Talbot's arm so it kind of like waves like, you're welcome.
Nice. Yeah, I guess unless you guys want to do anything else, you want to... Oh, like, we can just go to the warehouse. Try not to...
We probably
try
shouldn't
not
take
to.
the time to rest if we're about to steal something from a man who's knocked out.
I do look at Melly and I go, do you happen to have a darker cloak than your cow cloak?
Oh, why? This cloak is actually reversible, and so she'll just like spin it around, and like it'll be on the other side. It's like a dark brown, greenish color, like forest. So she'll blend in, and it's got a hood too.
As all good cloaks do.
Nice. Yeah. Agreed. All right. So tonight, you guys are doing this. It is nighttime at this point. You know, you've took some time getting back to town. Probably late afternoon that time you got back, and you've been eating and drinking for a good amount of time at this point. So
I think at the very least, I would want to stake it out.
okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Could make a judgment call when we get there.
Yeah. Go for
I
it.
mean, we don't know how long it's going to stay in this warehouse or if they might move it, so I would say the sooner the better by, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Okay.
Trying not to draw attention, at least Vale isn't anyways. While we
Sure.
go there.
Yeah, I'm so while you guys walk down the Clover Alley, which is the main street in Shady Creek Run, you don't really have to be super quiet or super secretive there, because there's people walking around. You know, there's some shady people, some shady
shady
creeks
folk.
running something, and you know, you just notice some people in hooded cloaks walking by. You see a couple guards, but nothing crazy, just normal shenanigans of the night. And you make your way over to where you believe this warehouse to be. When you get there, I guess everybody's trying to be sneaky, right? That's what Vale said. Anybody else, just let me know.
Oh yeah.
Everyone? Okay,
so.
so
Yes,
let's get some
definitely.
stealth checks all around, please. Let me know what you got.
Jeez. 13 for Vale.
16 for Mac.
18 for Echo.
Come on, Melly.
That's a 6.
Okay.
But it's a group check, right? So it's...
That's actually how I was doing this. So
Yes.
yeah, you did. So there's a couple different ways if you're gonna run a game. There's a couple different ways that you could do stealth checks, and stealth, it's in the name. Trying to be sneaky, you're gonna roll a stealth check. So you can do it where, you know, one person screws up and they just made a loud noise and now everybody's screwed, or you could do a group check, and it's kind of just whichever, you know, however it works out. As long as the majority is good, then you're all good. That's what we did here, so everybody's okay.
Thank the Lord.
So you get near it. We'll say you're about like 50 yards away from it. That's a spot where you have good visibility there. Is there anything you want to do before you actually get there, or are you just gonna walk right in? I don't know. What are your plans?
I mean, can we see if it's guarded at all? Do we see, like, is there anyone patrolling or anybody standing guard on the outside?
Sure. How long do you wanna stay watching to see for guards?
5-10 minutes?
5-10 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that perfect amount of time. It's not a big warehouse. So that's enough time for you think at least all of the guards to kind of walk around, do their patrols. And you notice that there's one person that's standing by the front entrance. He pretty much stays there. And then there are 2 sets of 2 guards just doing circles around it. There's definitely gaps in there. You've checked out the front of it. I don't know if you've walked around, try to look for anything else. There's some boxes stacked up next to this building, and front gate where they would kind of bring boxes in from, and that's what you can see from that section.
Okay, so I think I understand. So there's one guy at the front. It's a gated warehouse.
You're kind of there's a big front door on this warehouse.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how tall is the wall?
The wall
Or
is about. The wall itself is about, like, let's say 15 feet tall, something like that, before you get to the roof.
Okay.
Gate goes up about 10 feet. Entrance.
And are the guards walking like on top of the wall? Or are they walking like around the gate on the outside?
They're walking around the perimeter of it. They're not really they're not on top checking for things. You haven't seen anybody on the roof, but they're just kind of walking around, taking their time. Really, you've encountered some guards like this before. You just encountered one from the Grudge Gang that are doing this for them, and they like to drink. You know that, so.
All right. Want to huddle up, I guess?
Do you think we should walk around to see if there's any other entrances or possible points of entry? Whether it be windows or, if there is a rear entrance of some sort.
Yes, I think getting a full picture of it would be very good. I can actually, can only do it once, but I can teleport on top of the roof if we needed, or anything like that. We could always perish the thought, but we could take the guards out. I'd like to make this nice and clean if possible, though.
I don't support the idea of, well, I should like to think that you don't mean murder.
Oh no, we would just maybe knock them out, leave a nice mint on their pillow, and, they'll wake up with a headache, but everything will be fine after that.
Let's see what we can do without violence.
I think that's a good idea.
So do we all want to go around, or do we just want one of us to kind of circle around the building to see if there's any other possible points of entry?
We could always go with a distraction. Sort of like that idea, actually.
Do you have something in mind?
Just that I would not be the distraction and I would go in. But then he just kind of looks over at Melly.
I think that I might be able to help with that, maybe.
Oh?
Well, that young fellow at the bar seemed to really enjoy the plum wine. So maybe he told me that his comrades would enjoy it.
I think that sounds like a great idea.
You really did enjoy it.
Alright, well, I'll be back. And Melly's just gonna start, walk away from the group, so when she's walking towards the guard that's at the front gate, it's not coming from the group, so she doesn't draw attention.
Mm-hmm.
So she's just gonna walk towards the group. I don't know if you guys want to say anything to her before she starts walking away. Nope. Alright, cool.
Doing it live. Okay. Vale's just gonna try and scurry around the back if he can at this point, but stealthily.
All right, so Melly's gonna walk up to the guard and just gonna start talking. Excuse me, sir.
Hey, what are you doing here?
I think I might be a little lost. I was looking for.
I should say so.
I met someone at the Shady Creek Tavern. His name was Talbert or Talbert.
Talbot?
Yes, that. And
Yeah.
I got to talking with him. He was such a lovely gentleman, and
You talking about Talbot?
he's such a charmer.
I'm
And
not sure we're talking about the same person.
well, he informed me that you could probably use, a little break. And he was trying out my family's wine, and he said that it was so delicious, and he thought of you. Would you like to try some?
Why don't you roll persuasion? And I will give you advantage on it because you are offering him something that he does want. You're a pretty lady talking to him. But you're still a stranger offering him something to drink.
Okay.
So
It's kind of Stranger 101, right?
yeah.
That's a 22.
Oh yeah, yep. Yeah, he's just gonna Well, I'll tell you, it doesn't really sound like Tabit. But sure, yeah, I'll take some. I'd love to try it. He'll kinda we'll say you're what, like 10, 15 feet away from the door, and he'll kinda meet you there. And he'll take whenever you're gonna offer it to him, he'll take it. If anyone else wants to do anything while he is doing this, let me know.
I kind of think I would just be looking for an opportunity to sneak in at this point. Like if she does get their attention, I'm on the move.
The other two guards are not in sight, or the other four guards are not in sight at the moment. Well, I guess if you have like a vantage point, you can see that two of them are still making their way around. The other two are on the other side of the warehouse. Can't really see exactly where they're at. But the amount of time that you spent watching, you know that you probably have another minute or so before they come back around. They've been taking their time. But you do have a moment right now. He is very much focused on Melly. The other two guards are pretty far away, and again, the other two you haven't seen. But
I just shrug and just go, now's our chance. And I'm gonna try and sneak in.
Alright. Stealth checks for everybody.
Assuming everyone's coming with me, I don't know.
Yeah, stealth checks for everybody who's coming with.
Yeah, I'm gonna join him.
Oh, that's not bad.
I'm actually gonna stay on the outside and keep an eye on Melly in
Okay.
case she gets in trouble.
I got an 18, so I think I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a natural 20. So
Oh, well,
26
that's-
total.
All right.
That's really good. Okay.
Yeah, you guys are perfect. All right. Yeah. So you get up to the door. As far as you can tell, nobody's noticed you at all. Door's right in front of you.
Is it locked? Excuse me, is it locked?
Front door? Actually not locked. I guess they saw the guards in front of it. They had guards there. They just expected them to do their job.
I'll try to very quietly open it.
Okay. Yeah, with a natural 20 and an 18, you could... Yeah, I'm not going to make you roll again for that. You can just open it, walk right in if you'd like to.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Yeah, so you walk in, and it's just very open. It's
Okay.
actually funny because it's hard to describe a warehouse without saying there's a forklift there, but there is no forklift.
Ye old forklift. It's been 17 days since our last accident. You see a little sign up there.
Yeah, you do have the sign. It's wooden letters.
exactly 17. I don't know how you knew.
I'm
But-
good at what I do. I don't know.
So you see there's kind of like an office set off to the side. There's a door to that and a window. No blinds in the window you could see in if you wanted to look in. And there are just kind of some stands where there's boxes or shelves, and there's some boxes on these shelves. And it kind of goes way back. There's a decent amount of stuff in here. Could probably take you a good amount of time if you were to look through all of the boxes on there. What would you like to do?
Echo, I feel like if this is very valuable, it probably might be in the office, or perhaps somewhere
I think
less
perhaps
obvious.
we can find information in the office to where it might be, at the very least.
I like the way you think. So you want to
Let's
just
go.
Yeah, let's just head over there.
Okay, sure. We're gonna say so far this has been 20 seconds or so. That sound fair? Say every couple things
Sure.
you do, it'll be about 10 seconds. Just good passage of time. Yeah, so you get to the office. You look through the window or anything. You're just going straight to the door, getting ready to open it.
Oh, if there's a window, I would at least look through it.
There is a window.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see it's a nice wooden table in there. Actually pretty fine craftsmanship, other than you'd expect for just like a warehouse. You'd think it would just be function, but it is a nice looking room inside there. Some cabinets, bunch of papers on this table, and a chest in the room as well, and a desk. Some chairs around the table and some chairs at the desk.
Does the chest look like large, like it would be too heavy or too big to just like carry out easily, or
Yeah, it's probably it's too big to carry out easily, for
okay.
sure.
All right. Vale's gonna try and quietly check the door.
Okay, the door is locked.
You wouldn't happen to have thieves' tools, would you, Echo?
I'm afraid not. I assume this is something that you do not have?
No, unfortunately. Blast. There's no. Actually, can I just like? Is there like a door frame? Can I like check the top and like of it to see if there's like a hidden key or something like that, or?
Sure. Why don't you make an investigation check?
Yes. Okay.
Investigation for the viewers at home is basically just. Oh, it sounds like this is pretty good.
I have natural 19 for a 22.
All right. The DC was going to be a 20. Investigation is something you would use if you're looking, trying to find something, and it runs off of intelligence. Same way all the other abilities work. Modifier plus proficiency if you have it. Boom, there you go. So yeah, you're kind of feeling along the top, trying to find something, and then you kind of knock into something, and just a metal key just drops onto the ground. It doesn't echo or anything. It doesn't make like
Okay.
loud noises throughout the warehouse, but it
Yeah.
drops on the ground. And
As I say, Vale's eyes would go wide. They just look over at Echo. Just be like, would you like to do the honors, my friend?
Sure.
Yeah, so I pick up the key and put it in the door and turn it.
okay, yeah, it opens.
Okay. All right. What do I see? Is there anything new that we were able to see in the room, like that we couldn't see from the window? Let's say.
You get a better look at some of the stuff that's in there. The papers are kind of like logs of shipments that they got in. There's some really nice patterns along the tables and chairs in there. Those are the big things, I guess. The details that you would notice, just specifically what these papers are and all that junk, but.
You don't suppose we would be fortunate enough for that key to also work on that chest, do you?
Well, don't think we're that lucky, but I suppose it's worth a look.
I'd
Vales
actually,
keeps
can
an
I
eye
take
out.
a look? I'd like to scope out the chest and see if I can figure out if it seems to be like trapped in some way.
Sure. Yeah.
Would that be investigation?
That would probably be investigation, yes.
Okay, well, I'm not great at that. Let's see if we can.
Can I assist him?
Sure. Yeah, you could assist him. So, what does that do, Jake, when you assist someone?
Well, it's basically like in combat taking the help action, so what that does is I give him advantage on the roll. Just like Josh said before, rolls twice, take the highest.
Okay. Well, my first roll was a 6. My second was a 14. That's a little better.
Okay. So you can tell that it is not trapped.
Okay.
It's the best thing you can tell.
That scares me. Okay. Crap. All right. All right. I guess I just try to. Yeah, I wouldn't second guess because that if I understand it correctly, that check is basically my character's best attempt at doing that thing, which means that it's not like I'd be like, oh well, I don't know. It's just all right. It's not trapped.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then Echo turns back to Vale. I think we're clear, and goes over and tries to open it, see if it's locked.
It is locked.
Okay.
Now, is this chest, does it look like it's too heavy to carry? Or...
You could try to carry it. It looks pretty big.
Alright, I try to pick it up.
Pretty heavy. You could, roll. Why don't you roll? How are you like? Are you trying to like Hulk this right now, or are you just just testing the waters?
I'm just trying to get a gauge for how heavy it might be.
Okay, yeah, you can tell it's pretty heavy. It would be really tough to, even with the both of you, it'd be really tough to get it out of here.
Right. Could search the desk. Maybe there's a key somewhere.
Yes, let's see what we can find.
Maybe, actually, did you try the key?
Oh, no, I didn't. Okay, yeah. Echo tries the key.
The key does not fit.
Okay, figured. That would be a little too easy. It was a natural 20!
Yeah.
Try to make things...
Yeah.
I'm pretty generous. I'm not that generous of a DM.
Stinks.
All right, so I'll like run my hand underneath the desk, try to check the drawers very carefully, but...
Yeah, there's some papers in there. Actually, you do find some gold in there too, but nothing. Yeah, do you take all the gold that you find?
No.
Okay.
At least not yet.
Okay, sure. If you're keeping track of, are you trying to keep track of it as well while you're looking through for a key?
Yeah, I would keep track of some gold that's there, I guess.
Okay, so you probably find around, like a guesstimate would be like 12 gold pieces and maybe like 15 silver. Just hang around in these drawers and miscellaneous drawers and whatnot. But you do not find a key, fortunately.
I think we need Mac. He's got thieves' tools, but this is really awkward at this point.
Time going by. It's probably been about a minute.
Probably should not linger.
Well, let's flash back. Okay, go ahead. Say it. Go ahead.
I was just saying, have any more? Oh, sorry, you go.
Okay, I'm sorry. How far would Mac be from the door?
You guys were. You want like time? I guess you want to know like how long would it take him to get to the door, or just
no, like feet.
Like feet?
Yeah.
Probably be about like, say like 50 feet from the door, something like that. That's how far away you guys were when you were scoping it out. if you wanted to move
Okay.
closer, I'll leave that up to him if you made that decision.
All right. And Melly, you said was 15 feet away from the
She's
door?
15 feet away, but kind of in like a little bit of a different direction, so that there is a path for you guys to kind of move out, as long as the guard is where he is.
Okay. Okay. I turn to Vale and I say, well, I have an idea. I'll be right back. And I walk toward the door into the warehouse. I don't open it or anything. I just get up next to it and kind of put my head against the door. Melly hears something inside of her head.
Ooh, okay. Hold on to that for a second,
I will hold on to that.
because we'll pass back to what was going on same time, right outside of the right outside for your distraction. So, Melly, what did you do when he came over? He came over. He wanted to try this. You have a bottle out. You're gonna hand him the bottle and pouring a glass. What does this look like? You sharing some of your wine with this guard.
So, Melly would pour him a glass, and then she would pour herself a glass, and then, cheers him.
Okay.
And then, try and, make small talk. Be like, so what's your name? How long have you been doing this for? Can you tell me more about Talbert? She's gonna keep saying his name a little bit to make it seem like he made an impression, but she was more interested in talking to his friend that he was telling her about.
Oh yeah, I see what you're doing. Okay, yeah. So he just kind of, you actually Echo, as you're walking up to the door, you hear a clink for their cheers, and he'll just kind of take a sip and be like, "Oh, this is lovely. Well, my name is John. I've been doing this for about 5 years or so, and I like it very much. What about you? What's your name? Where are you from?" And at that moment, you hear something in your head. What does she hear in her head?
Okay, she hears, and I hope this works.
Melly, do not react. We need Mac.
That was
I
awesome.
hope that works.
Melly will start coughing on her wine, very dramatically.
Are you all right? You all right?
Oh, my goodness. She's also gonna start talking really loud. I'm feeling a little dizzy. I have this thing that happens sometimes. I get really dizzy after I drink a little too much wine, and I think I need to sit. So do you mind if I just... So Daisy's gonna take off her cloak and put it down. Would you mind just sitting with me for a moment?
Sure. Whatever you need. Be careful.
She's gonna grab his hand and sit down. So my name is Melly, and I come from a small farm that's in the plum forest, and my brother, he helps me, make the plum wine. His name is Mac.
Gosh.
And sorry if I'm screaming too loud. I can just say she's yelling all of this. And she's saying his name is Mac. And, he really likes to stay inside of the house to help make the wine. So she's yelling that Pretty much.
boy.
Can Mac hear that?
Mac would definitely hear that. Yeah. How does Mac react to this information?
I feel like I've seen enough distractions and things to know that something is up. That it's not just, her reacting like that there would have been something. I feel like I would know to go inside, but I don't know if you want me to roll on that to see if I fully realize it. I mean, I feel like she did a pretty good job, and I mean, I don't know her whole family, but the fact that she has a brother named Mac kind of,
She definitely put on quite a show. I think you pretty much understand what's going on. You could roll me just a stealth check, try to make your way over there.
13.
You just made it. Just made it. You're lucky.
All right.
If she wasn't causing a scene right now, it was just the regular drink of wine, wouldn't have worked.
All right, so I go ahead and sneak through the door, or try to sneak through the door. I don't know if I.
Yeah, you're good. It's a pretty well maintained door, well oiled. It doesn't make a ton of noise. Yes.
So as soon as I get in there, I kind of just look around a little bit to see if I see them.
Well, you open the door and there's a face right in front of you.
Yeah, I would like to think I kind of fall forward slightly into his stomach or whatever, like right to the chest, just bam.
Oh boy.
So what's going on? As I'm whispering to him.
I was like, you've got very good timing.
Well, Melly was putting on a scene and kind of gave a little bit of a signal that I was needed in here. I don't know how she knew, but
Neither
good
do
job
I.
on getting a message to her.
Yes, very curious. Now, come on, let's see if we can get this thing open.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and I guess walk up to the chest, and I'm gonna go ahead and check it for traps, just because I don't trust anyone else's assessment of things.
Sure. Yeah, roll investigation for me.
14.
You're pretty sure that there's no traps.
Okay.
As best as you can tell, there's no traps.
And I want to take out my my thieves' tools and try to pick the lock.
Is there any way I can assist him?
I'm gonna say no on this one.
Okay.
He's got to do his thing.
Figured I'd throw it out there.
Yeah, no, it's worth a shot. It's definitely worth a shot.
Now, this is actually a first for me. I've never used any kind of kit like this, so how does this work?
So this is basically, it's going to use your dex, and you also have proficiency in thieves' tools just for being a rogue. I don't know where you chose to put your double proficiency in. Do you remember what? If you chose thieves' tools for that, or?
Just a second here.
Yeah, man.
Oh, do you get that at level 1?
Do you get that at level 1?
Yes.
You do. Okay. Rogues are pretty nice.
And then at 6th level, you get another 2 that you can pick.
Such a deal.
Very good.
I did not do I did not do double proficiency in the thieves' tools.
Okay. Yeah, so you'll just you roll dex and you'll add +2.
Okay.
And that's just for viewers. That's how tool proficiencies work. Whatever the tool is, whatever attribute, whether it's intelligence or strength or anything, it'll use that. And if you have proficiency in it, you'll add your proficiency. If not, it'll just be straight whatever it was.
That would be 23.
Oh, snap.
That would be, I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
23. Because I rolled a natural
23.
18, and then I have a +3 to Dex, and then the 2 for the standard proficiency.
Okay. Yeah. So it's just you make it look easy. Like you walk over there, just kind of feel around, looking for traps. Like you're just like in those old school movies where every time there was always a safe that needed to be cracked. Somebody pulled out the stethoscope. It's almost like that's part of your thieves' tools, and you just put the rake in there and just kind of pop it open, and it opens up. And there's a number of things in there, but the one thing that really draws your eye is this small box. And this box is almost like an emerald green, and it's just shimmering, and there's just this ancient, like, Sylvan alt type writing on it, just engraved all around this thing. It's very beautiful. Probably haven't seen a lot of things like this before. You could probably... Why doesn't everyone roll me, we'll say either Arcana or History after looking at this thing?
Okay.
Not religion?
So I take it that means that they're both like looking over my shoulder
True
as
religion?
I'm opening
Go ahead.
this.
Okay.
I got a 21.
Well, I'm assuming.
16 plus 5.
I got a 16.
Okay.
I got a 5.
Evo?
That's a 5.
Okay, alright. You're not really sure the origin,
Doing it.
but Mac and Vale, they can tell that this came from Willismere. For sure, it's got that ancient elven look to it. Not entirely sure what any of the writing is. It's kind of familiar to you, Vale, especially, but not really enough that you could kind of read it and get an idea of exactly what it says. And with that, I think we'll just take a short break, maybe 5-10 minutes, and we'll all get back into things right after that.
Gonna get the baby bladder.
Yeah. Everybody's got to take a pesci. Everybody, thanks for hanging in with us. We're having a good time. We hope you are too.
I don't think this isn't anybody's first game, but Michael and Izzy are still very new at this.
Yeah, this is their this is Michael's second campaign. Izzy, honestly, I would say it's Izzy's second campaign too, because she's just kind of played in. You know when you start a campaign,
Oh yeah.
and then the group just can't really get things together and it just kind of stops. That's kind of the deal here. Haven't played since 2001. Yeah, 5th edition is honestly great. I think it's really incredibly user-friendly. It's really easy just to pick up and just start playing. If you have any specific questions, let us know. You could also check out, we'll be going over things as we do it, like you've seen. But you could also check out our YouTube channel and our Twitch channel, JnJtabletop. Letter J, letter N, letter J, tabletop. And we have all sorts of information there, like for specific in-depth how-tos, but you'll also pick everything up here too.
Yeah, and I think, do you think Plum Farmer is a D&D class? I'm not sure. What would that look like?
Sounds like something you'd find on like D&D Beyond, and somehow,
Definitely.
Beyond DM's guilds, and still somehow it would be overpowered.
In the homebrew section. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like,
But yeah, I'm intentionally having some fun with not telling people what Vale is. So.
yep, yeah. I guess you guys will have to find out, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I think what do you think the class ability would be for the Plum Farmer? I think it would be like I can feel it, like something like that. You know?
Oh my gosh.
Down in my plums.
I was gonna say, so hopefully they don't have is twigs their weapon of choice? Twig and plums.
Ready to take it to the farmer's market.
Oh boy.
That juice spilling out on your chin.
We'll just do this. This is fun till
2 for 1 special.
till Izzy comes back.
Oh, these are mine. You got to get your own.
Oh my god.
There's anything eastbound and down here. There's one at least. It's me. That's
Fair enough.
that's the tweet.
So Josh, I don't know if
I
I'm sure
actually am
you
also-
I'm sure you had mentioned it, but if you have a question, and that's not found, whether we can't answer it quickly here or it's not already found on our YouTube channel, whether you want to DM us on Twitter, comment on a YouTube video, whatever it is, let us know. There's a really good chance we'll make a video about it. A really good chance.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
and that's really the foundation of why we're here, is to help teach D&D at Rare Drop. So
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's something we're passionate about, something we enjoy. So why not teach it to people so other people can enjoy the thing that we enjoy? All right.
absolutely.
Yes.
I'm enjoying getting to know the other characters here in the game.
Yeah, I think you guys have been doing a great job role playing here. I'm just like fighting the urge to just sit back and let you do all the things. Like that tavern scene, I could have just let that roll out all night. But
This
You
is
got
like the
some more
longest I've ever gone in a session without some kind of like something to break up the role play, and I kind of love it. It's scary being thrown into like heavy role play like this, but I also think that it sets the tone, and it's getting us all kind of comfortable with with doing that with each other. So,
I'm loving it too.
and I got to do my cool
Awesome.
Ghostwise effect in session.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you made that yourself, right?
I did, yeah. I'm very pleased with it. I actually, when I went to get a drink, I pulled up the VOD and wanted to see if it sounded okay. I was very pleased.
Nice.
it sounded great. Everybody ready? Does anyone have any other questions before we get back into it? We could wait another 5 or 10 seconds for that to catch up. And
I think I'm good.
or I guess it's a 15-second delay, isn't it? Yikes.
I don't think it is. I think they have the low latency mode engaged, and Rare Drop's a partner channel.
Wow. Okay. Sick. All right. Well, everybody good?
Yes. I think
Okay.
Vale, whether he's conscious of this or not, and unless Mac like has firm grip on this thing, he would just instinctually just reach down and pick this. It's like an emerald box. Is that what you said, or it's like an?
It's
How
kind of
did-
like an emerald green, and it's got this shimmer to it. It's not necessarily made out of emerald. You're honestly, you're not positive what it is made up out of. You know it's valuable, though. You know that for a fact.
He just seems like drawn. Like he's almost like not even aware. He's like reaching down to pick it up. He's just going for it.
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
I don't stop him.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So you have it in your hands. You could feel it's a box. We'll say probably right about this size, maybe this tall.
Okay.
As best as you could tell, it doesn't have any sort of latch or lock or opening mechanism to it or anything like that. It's just got these really like ornate engravings around it. You could tell this is some elven craftsmanship, and it looks incredible.
Yeah. So I would just I just have this like almost like goofy grin, I would say, on, and I just kind of like look, almost like realizing that he's not in the room by himself. Again, like there's that momentary like, oh, I think we found what we're looking for. And he just starts ruffling through his bag to put it in his hidden compartment.
Okay, you drop it in there. You guys also notice in that chest, it's just kind of layered with electrum pieces, we'll say, and they just look like some kind of old coins. Not gold, not silver, not platinum. Just looks old, from times past. It also has some nice engravings on that as well. That's really the main things that you see in there. There's just some currency and that one box. It seems like, if you had to guess, you'd say that this section here is where they kept the most valuable things that were waiting to be picked up. Try to keep them safe.
Genvale is now drawn to the coins. Like, he's kind of like captivated. Like, can he tell how old they might be? Like, could they possibly also be from Melasmere?
You definitely catch a similarity between them and the box for sure. As far as a particular, do you want to try to see exactly how old it might be?
He would just, if he suspects it, he would just take a small handful of them and just put them in his coin purse to look at later.
Okay. All right. So yeah, we'll say you grab like 7 of them. There's still a bunch in the box in the chest.
Okay. Don't think we should linger, but we are here. Kind of looks at Mac a little more expectantly at that point.
Well, I mean, we probably should just look around just a little bit to see if there's anything else that may have been stolen and stored in here.
Do we have that kind of time?
Yes, you're right. Of course.
Wait, hold on. Let me see what we're working with. And I'd basically like to head back over toward the door and check back in with Melly. Sort of intrusively check back in. If that's all right.
Yeah,
so we,
go for it.
Yeah, lean right up against the door again.
Melly, we have it. Is it safe?
Melly, as you're sitting there and you hear this, you also see 2 of the guards who had been walking on that other side get to the front. And they see you sitting down here, and they see the other guard with them. They say, "What's going on here?" And they kind of run up. "Is everything all right?" And then they see that you both have wine glasses. And they say, "Oh, whoa. All right. What's the big idea? You drinking on the job again? Is this your girlfriend here? You're holding that on us?" And you hear what Echo said to you. You can respond if you'd like before anything else happens.
Okay. So they're gonna come as they're like coming over. So wait, when do I hear the voice? Like, do I hear the voice when they are running over? Have they already walked over?
They are like, they noticed you and started to walk over. And as they started to walk over, that's when you heard the voice. So they're still about, we'll say, 10 feet from you when you hear the voice.
Okay, so when they start to like say something, I'm gonna like jump and spill my wine. I'm gonna go, "Oh no! Oh no! Oh, I spilled my wine all over my cloak, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm sorry. Could you get up so I can just brush it off, please? I'm so sorry, John, and I'm so sorry." And I'm gonna like address his coworkers. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cause a ruckus. I heard from Talbert that, all of you were out here working so hard, and he was able to come and relax and enjoy some of my family's plum wine. And as I'm saying that, I'm like shaking out my cloak. I didn't mean to cause any trouble. I was just, trying to do a favor for him because he told me about all of you out here, and you all seemed like you were working so hard. I thought I could bring you some of my family's plum wine. I'm trying to help spread the word about it, and I figured, strong men who are out on the job, could use a refreshing drink.
Make a deception check. And I really want to give you disadvantage on it, but I'm not going to because you did such a great job there. Honestly, you know what? You can take a point of inspiration for this whole performance.
What does that mean?
Inspiration is basically it's kind of a weird concept, honestly. Even the way it's described in the game, it's like, oh, you're doing a great job role playing your character. Here's an extra d20, and you could use it whenever you want for advantage on a check or an attack roll or a saving throw, anything. So kind of like a luck point.
Okay, so hold on 1 second, because I
Sure.
rolled, and that was not what I wanted. But
Oh boy.
hold on, I have to look at one of my things real quick.
Yep, take your time. It's all good.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna use my inspiration
Okay.
because that one was upsetting. Oh, please! I need to move this over.
Izzy is very superstitious when it comes to her dice rolls. Before we started this game, she actually pre-rolled to see which ones would betray her and which ones would be good. So,
I already have 2 in dice jail.
all right.
Yes.
Oh man, that is not any better. All right. Well, that's a 13.
It's a 13.
Yeah.
Starting to say, wait a second. How long have you been out here? Is anyone checking the door? What are you trying to do here, huh?
I wasn't trying to do anything. I'll leave if you want me to. I haven't seen anything though, and John's been doing a very diligent job making sure that no one was coming in or out. He, hasn't drank really any of his wine, and so he's just been, doing exactly what he should be doing. But I understand if you need to check inside.
Do we hear any of this? I have to ask. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna say that Evbo hears all, or Echo hears all, if not most of this.
Yeah, I was definitely listening for a response.
Yeah, at any point during that, you could have left and told the other guys whatever you want to tell them. We'll say that whole interaction lasted, 20 seconds up to this point? Something like that? That sound fair?
Sounds about
Okay.
right.
All right.
It's up to you.
All right.
Just as one side thing, while Echo was walking to the door, as he was doing that, I would want to have already reclosed the chest, and if I could, I would have wanted to relock it to just kind of make it seem like we were never there, nothing, that nothing was disturbed.
Sure.
And
as
I would
much
be
as we
preparing
can.
to do the same with the door once we left.
I'm gonna let you guys roll. We'll just do stealth for that. Let's say. Trying to hide stuff, trying to be sneaky. Feels like stealth works.
14.
25.
Oh yeah.
Rogues.
Looks like aside from the missing pieces, it looks like you guys were never there. That's 6 seconds of your time. We'll just call it initiative. All right.
And so the door is now locked and the key is back on top of the
Key is
thing
back
too?
on top. Yep.
Okay. And at this point, I think I would just be looking at Echo for some kind of visual cue.
Yeah, so I turn. Yeah, no, this is just he's used to this now. So yeah, I turn to Vale, and then Vale hears.
It is not safe. We need to leave now.
Good lord. That was freaky. It's not safe. He turns and looks at Mac. We have to leave now. Perhaps there's a way we could leave out the back. And then kind of hurriedly, not like in a sprint or anything like that, but I'm going to try and head towards the back. Hopefully when we had walked around, we had seen some kind of a
would there have been a window, or a door or something
like that.
to possibly?
I'm sorry about that. Discord kind of did its thing for me. I just caught up. Could you just read that really quick?
Yeah, I was just saying because when we had done our once around, I was maybe hoping there was like a window or some other way of exiting.
Yeah, there's if you just take a quick look, there's windows on the roof. There, and you would remember that you also saw some boxes on the outside, at least. You don't know if it reached exactly to the roof, but if you did have to go that way, it wouldn't at least be a 15-foot drop to the ground. And as you look around, there is also a side door.
Okay. Just trying to get the... Wouldn't be a 15-foot drop down, so we'd have to... The window goes to the roof itself.
It's like a
Sorry if I got that backwards.
Type window.
Okay.
Going on there.
Does it actually open though, or is it more of just like or would we even know that, or be able to tell if it was just a skylight as opposed to a true window that would open?
You could make a perception check to see if there's roof access.
I got a 20. Dirty 20.
I got a 7.
Yeah. So you see that it's kind of in the middle, so it's not like a place where like there's no ladder or anything to it. There are shelves close to underneath it, so you might be able to kind of like scale that if you'd like to. And you do see like a really long stick with a hook on the end that you would assume is used for somebody who's working inside that warehouse all day on a really hot day to just open that window. So.
And it's currently shut completely.
It's currently shut.
Okay. I guess I would just look back towards the doorway and what's going on with Echo and just start to work that thing if I could, but...
You're at the door by Echo, or you're at the side door that I mentioned?
I would be going to the side door for where the roof window is, trying to work the stick thing that you said, but I would kind of just do a quick look over at Echo to see if we're okay up there.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll flash back to the front. What's happening outside? Melly has just explained all of this is, he's fine. He didn't drink that much, whatever. Then, she'll leave. And one of the other guards who was walking around is just going to say, "You're not going anywhere. You could stand right there. You, go check inside." And the other guard is going to start walking up to the door. So, they were... I'm just going to say that your guesstimate is that you have... I don't want to give you too much information. We'll just say you feel like you might have like 15 seconds or so between that whole conversation and walking to the door. It's a guess. You're not really entirely sure how long it'll take, or so. What do you do? Echo knows all that information.
Okay, so is Vale... Alright, so now what I'm thinking about is lines of sight. Would Vale be visible immediately upon opening the door?
Currently, yeah, I would say yes. Because if he's trying to open that window right now, then yeah, he would. If you were just kind of grabbing it, the pole or stick was against the wall, so you wouldn't be in the best like hiding spot as far as hiding spots are concerned, but he wouldn't be like directly visible. He would have some concealment there. But if you're trying to open the window, then yeah, you would be kind of like right in the middle down one of the hallways in between shelves.
Just by looking at the side door, and I mean, would I be able to tell if it's locked to where like I can unlock it from the inside? Because obviously we're on the inside, or is it something that would require a lock or a key from both sides, or is it just like a latch kind of a door?
You could tell that there is definitely a lock on it, and we'll say from where you're at, you're not sure if it's the type that you would have to pick, or if potentially it's just one of those where you gotta, just get a little turn, flip around. Can't really tell from where you're at. And I would say it would. We'll put this in like combat terms. It would probably take you a full turn, which would be 6 seconds, to get there and unlock it if you picked it and if you had a successful roll. Time's ticking.
I'm gonna try to open it.
Okay, all right. So you move over there, and
would I have? I'm not trying to step on anyone's toes, but I don't know how this structure's going with time. As soon as I think I have the upper window to a point where I think a halfling could fit through it, I will stop and remove the thing.
Okay. All right. So we'll say Mac kind of gets like halfway to this door thing, and you just you gotta push it up. It's open. It's open big enough for. I think you might be muted, but yeah, it's open big enough for.
Sorry. Yes. So it's kind of locked open now.
Yeah, you have it open. It has some like. It's not something where you would have to keep holding it. Like once you push it up, it's gonna
got like a latch or something.
Yeah, it's gonna stay where you have it.
Okay.
Even a human could fit through it.
Sure.
It's not where you have it. It's not.
Bell just says going up, and then a little silvery mist and he misty steps to the roof.
Okay.
And he's trying to take out a rope now.
All right. So we'll say Misty Step's a bonus, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll say you could do that. One whole turn, 6 seconds. You got your rope down.
Okay. Get on.
Oh, the rope's already down.
Yeah, if that's what I'm allowed to do, yeah, heck yes.
Allowed. It's not a crazy thought to see, just and but you didn't put the stick back or anything. It's just laying there in the middle of the floor, and you're muted again. You're muted again, Jake.
Oh, it's probably in my hand, and I probably left it on the roof, and I was like,
okay.
Crap.
All right.
Oh well.
I guess I run over to the rope.
Okay.
Maybe I would be like, here, catch. Drop the stick.
Oh, I thought you meant the rope.
No, not the rope.
Oh my god.
No, definitely not the rope.
This early for no reason.
Okay, I don't know if I saw where the stick came from.
That's time is ticking.
As soon as somebody, if someone can catch the stick, if not, whatever, if they grab the rope first, I'm just gonna pull whoever's up, because I know halflings are crazy light, so I'm going for this.
You grab the rope.
I mean, I definitely, if I see the thing falling down, I react and definitely try to catch it, because that'll be loud.
All right. Why don't you roll something dex? You have it could be a dex save, it could be any sort of dex ability that you'd like.
Yeah, I mean, either dex save or acrobatics. I'm proficient in both.
All right. Let's say acrobatics.
Okay. Oh, that's a 23.
Oh yeah, you catch that thing just like no problem at all. Doesn't even make a sound. It's
okay. But now I have it, and I'm kind of like,
Put it down.
Yeah, I do that. I just kind of like put it down like on the nearest like corner.
I don't know why I did
wherever
that.
like a wall meets a floor. Like I genuinely have no idea where it would go, and in the moment wouldn't take the time to figure that out.
okay.
So just kind of like put it down like in the like least conspicuous spot that I can find,
All right.
where it's not in the middle of the floor, but it's like kind of next to a shelf or something.
Okay.
And then I try to climb the rope or grab onto it at the very least.
If they're both there, I don't know what your combined weight is, but I feel like even an average person could pull up 2 halflings. I don't know.
I was gonna ask Mac actually. So you're pretty close to both. I would say you're equal distance to the rope and the door. What'd you like to go for?
I'm still going for the door.
Okay, no problem. All right, so before we get to that, we'll just have Echo and Vale, both of you roll. Why don't both of you roll with advantage? What the heck is it called? Athletics.
Oh boy,
Okay.
not a strong boy. Oh god.
Got a 12.
Okay. Got a 13.
You're good.
Okay.
You get up. It's not as easy as he thought it was gonna be. With it's just a halfling. It's like, oh, okay, this is.
I did eat a whole Domp noodle.
Yes.
So you guys are now up top. Mac, you make your way to the door. It is a lock. So you're gonna you could roll a Thieves' Tools check for me. It's just Dex plus proficiency for that.
19, so 24.
Yep. Fantastic. You guys, SEAL Team 6 up in here. You guys just freaking in and out.
Can I close the window up there? Is there a way to do it manually?
Yeah, because it just like pushes open.
Heck yes.
So
let's
you
go.
could just push it close, and and you guys are out of there. Michael, the door is now open. Do you do anything about that? Are you gonna leave it open? Just run for it, close it, lock
No.
it?
I'm gonna close it and try to lock it from the outside.
Okay, so you are gonna try to lock it. All right.
Yes.
So and you two up top, are you guys watching through the window to see what's going on there, or are you guys just kind of what's
I
your
definitely would
goals?
be.
Yeah,
Okay,
I would
that
be
would
curious to
definitely
see if he's
be watching
okay. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so you see him get out, and as his door closes, you see that front door it opens out. You see it start to, and Michael, why don't you roll another check to see if you can lock that door?
Another 19.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
And he does it quietly too. I was pretty sure either way you'd lock it, but if you rolled something like 15 was my cutoff. If you rolled below, if you rolled a 15, then he would have heard the door lock and walked up to it. But you're good. Door closes, and the door opens. Guy starts taking a look around.
Dale just says, "He'll be all right. Let's jump down."
Looks okay for now. He's going to. Oh yeah. He doesn't notice the stick. Everything seems to be in order. And the other guy up front with Melly just say, "All right, I guess you could go. Leave the wine."
Oh,
Just
of course. I am so sorry for all of the trouble. I'm just gonna throw my cape over and just like walk back in the general direction of town.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's only a 15-foot drop to get to the
Foot
the
drop.
ground.
Yeah, you the window is kind of over towards the left side of this. You look over on the left side, there are some boxes. Probably be about a 6-foot drop to the boxes if you tried to do that.
Softly, yeah, definitely.
Okay. Can you give me acrobatics or acrobatics sounds about right, I think.
Okay. 12 plus 3, 15.
Okay. Yeah, you're good.
14.
All right.
Nice.
No problems there. You guys also just trying to run back to town?
Yeah, just in a non-suspicious and out-of-sight way is where Vale would at least start walking, hoping Echo would follow him.
Would you say that you act like you're not being suspicious?
No, I'm just not suspicious.
Okay.
That's a D&D story.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll say you guys are alright, because you are on the you're on the side of Clover Road, so you're gonna be okay heading that way. Michael, if you start heading back, you're gonna have to kind of go around. So I will need a stealth check from you, good sir.
10.
10. All right. You lucked out today. As far as you can tell, nobody notices you. You're being pretty quiet. Do you all have a meeting place? You have a goal?
Don't think so, but I would
assume the tavern. I mean, I don't know that any of us would have mentioned anything prior.
Yeah,
we do
that's
have the
just where I would
rooms.
go. I think.
We have the rooms rented. I think that would be.
And I feel like me personally, like once I got far and like just a little bit away from this, I would be on the road. Like I wouldn't feel like there wouldn't be any reason why I couldn't be on the road going too. So I mean, there's nothing to say that
Yeah,
we might not,
I agree.
see each other on the road once we kind of all get back onto it.
Yeah. Izzy, which side is Melly's cloak facing?
She's got the dark green brown side out, so she can kind of. She's gonna like wait, like far enough away that they won't be able to see her, but she could see her group coming down.
Sure. Yeah. First, you see an elven individual with a halfling by his side walk up to the road. Shortly after, you see another halfling come up to the road. You guys you see each other. Well, you see the shape of each other. If you assume that it's you, then that's on you. I can't tell you what you think.
Yeah.
I think Echo sees. I mean, I don't know whenever it is that Echo can see and be sure that it is Melly. I think he, like a little bit more hurriedly, runs over her way.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. So we'll say that you guys all get together.
Well, that went swimmingly, I think.
Yes, you fine gentlemen found what you were looking for?
We did, and dare I say that you played quite an integral part in this, and I apologize for, well, if I made you uncomfortable.
Yeah, it certainly took me by surprise. I was not prepared, but it actually helped me help you in more than just that you were able to tell me what was going on.
Yes, and I dare say you're quite the performance artist.
Oh, well, growing up on the farm, I did a lot of talking to the animals, and I don't know, it just kind of developed.
Men are a certain type of animal, I think. That's fair to say. But did
So I
he
look
do the
at
weird
her-
mind thingy for you too? Is that how that worked?
Yes, I actually was drinking wine and spat it out and started coughing everywhere.
I don't mean to imply that you're weird. That was amazing. It was just I was not expecting that.
What mind thing are you guys talking about?
Oh, of course.
That?
Did he do it?
Yes, he did. That's wow.
Yes, I do apologize for not being more forward about it. It's not something I do terribly often, but it's it's in my blood. I'm of the ghost-wise halflings.
You're all right, if I do say so myself, Echo. He kind of just pats him on the shoulder.
You're
I'm
a ghost?
mostly just glad to be.
Vale actually for the first time seems somewhat I don't know, like he normally seems kind of confident in whatever. He just kind of stops in his tracks for a moment.
Close enough, yes. Ghost-wise. Ghost-wise. We're able to speak within our and each other's minds.
That is very peculiar.
Very
It
useful.
can come in handy when, I suppose, doing crime. We did a crime, didn't we?
Oh no, this wasn't a real crime. This was liberating, is what this was. You know, obviously they were taking this artifact, this priceless artifact, and we were going to use it for nefarious, uses, and we're going to obviously put it to some sort of good use.
That's a very good
how it
point.
should be.
What is crime, right? I mean, if they're going to use whatever this can do for their own selfish gains. But you're here on a noble quest from your monastery. Surely you and your monks are not going to do anything nefarious. Unless we can't trust you.
Well, if I may be so bold, maybe this doesn't have to make its way back to the monastery.
Oh, I think I really like you.
This experience tonight with you all, I don't know what I've been doing for the past years. If this is what life can be, if this is what it is, what am I doing in there? What's the point of me being in this monastery, locked up, being sent on quests to get something of which I have no information? I think I'd like to stick with you for a while.
Well, we do seem to make a good team. What do you think? Val looks at Melly and Mac.
Well, hold on now. I was on board because, it was a noble quest and we have to do what's right for everyone, and I don't know if liberating, as Mac put it, other items from other people would be, something that I could be on board with, but maybe if it was, taking things and giving them to their proper owners, I could be on board with that.
Let's take this for example. And if we, I don't know, are we back at in our rooms yet, or anything like that? Or can we say? Yeah.
If you guys, if you guys were walking back the whole time, we'll say that you guys just walked into the tavern. Carl's gonna be like, "Oh, so you guys went to the warehouse, huh?
Carl,
Get that thing? You're gonna bring it back to the? You're gonna? Oh, well, hey, take it easy. You gonna bring it back to the Germain family, huh?
your discretion is legendary."
It's kind of a big deal. I'm pretty good at the things I do. What do you want me to say, huh?
Vale takes out 5 gold pieces, puts it on the bar, and says, "I don't know what you're talking about."
He'll kind of take it, and he'll say, "I have no idea what I'm talking about either, but I do know nothing." And he's just gonna start washing the bar, say, "Your rooms are this way."
Carl, how did the plum milk and plum wine sell while we were out?
One second. We'll find out. Sold out. Blew my mind. I couldn't believe how many people wanted to drink this stuff. So originally, I think I told you about 10 bottles. Why don't you give me 30, actually, okay? 10 was just kind of trying to be nice to you. 30, that'll get us by for a little bit. Start us off there. They keep selling like this, we could talk even more. I don't know, maybe 50, 60. Who said? I don't know. Somebody say 65? I don't know. We'll see. See what happens, okay? Great stuff, kid. Thank you for coming by today.
Oh, it has just entirely been my pleasure.
Okay, all right. Get the hell out of here. Go to your room.
All right.
That's awesome.
All right. So, are we all gonna go finish our conversation?
I think so. I would at least invite you all at least into Vale's room. We talked about taking things from their proper owner. Now, and at this point he rummages through his bag and takes out the object that we found. I know Melly hasn't seen it yet. And he just starts pointing out things. He says, these are clearly elven markings. And my ancestors are from Malasmere, where this was found. I'm not saying that this is mine or that this belongs to my family even, but it certainly belongs to my people. And I want to understand that.
Well, when I was talking about liberating, I was more of talking about from, dangerous and nefarious people that are getting these priceless or, powerful artifacts. They don't have a right or shouldn't, use them. I'm not saying that this is stealing from anybody that we feel like, who would do that?
No.
But I'm talking about, obviously this could be a dangerous artifact that in the hands of one of the families here of this town could do terrible things.
Unfortunately, I have seen them firsthand. Of all the families, I do prefer the Trebane family. I don't think they're quite as cruel as the others, but even still,
Well,
I don't really trust them.
Unfortunately, if you do any work in this town, even upstanding citizen work, you do have to deal with the families to a certain extent. There is no escaping that, unfortunately, regardless of where they are.
Yes, it is true.
You do remember that what the heck was his name? That Talbot, that Talbot had mentioned that the Trebanes, specifically Lord Darko Trebane, would offer a handsome reward for this. And you do know that, just from your experience there, that they are very interested in artifacts from Malasmere. You can still do whatever you want with it, but that is information that you would know.
Now that we have more time to look at it, is there anything else I can tell about it or try to surmise what it could be or do? Just now that it's like a little more of a deliberate attempt.
Let's see. Right now, looking at it, you've honestly, you've seen some pieces from Malasmere before. You've never really seen anything quite like this. Doesn't seem to be like magical per se in nature. There might be some sort of like magic maybe sealing it together. You kind of get that vibe from it just from the amount of time that you've been spending and looking for it, trying to find some sort of opening or some sort of purpose for it. You almost get the feeling that it might just be like a nice piece that they had and on just some sort of thing that would really bring a room together. That's kind of the best that you can get at the moment.
Okay, so I think this might just be an accessory item. Is that kind of what you're saying? Okay.
You kind of get that vibe currently.
Okay. He tries to not show disappointment on his face as he's starting to maybe wonder, not confidently, but just wonder if that's the thing. Just kind of, what do you all make of this? And he just kind of like passes it around.
if anyone who spends any sort of amount of time with it definitely wouldn't get the feeling that it has any sort of power behind it. Not at the moment, currently. Its current state, kind of like a box, kind of just a really, really nice box. Probably incredibly expensive.
I'm not sure what to make of this.
Are there any
was
words on the box?
It has engravings. It's almost. Do you speak Elvish, Elven?
No.
So Jake, your Vale is really the only one who would be familiar with it at all. It's still a little foreign to him. Like you can't make out exactly what the words are saying on there. It's just sort of ancient, but it does have that familiarity to it where you're like, this is kind of like a Sylvan Elvish thing in nature, but you just can't really put your finger on it exactly.
Okay.
It's old magic. That's for the critters, if there's any critters in here.
Would I have any idea of maybe where I might go to find someone that could read that?
In Shady Creek Run, really the only people that are like experts in this sort of thing would be the Trebane family. There are certainly other people who study, artifacts from Mosmere and go into there. But as far as the current location that you're at, it would just be the Trebane family. Maybe you could travel back to Uthadern and see if there's anyone there that might know it, or that's up to you.
Okay. Well,
definitely. Your brother actually served on a team of people who,
of course,
checked out Mosmere artifacts. So
at that point, Vale kind of lets out a little bit of an exasperated sigh. Well, I suppose a good night's rest is probably something we could use. I don't actually think this is powerful or dangerous, really. It certainly would love to know more about it. I can't really... It's hard for me to let a good mystery go, you know? But, yeah, why don't we sleep on it? I don't know what you think, but perhaps we'll have more clarity in the morning.
Sounds good.
Yes, I think that's quite enough adventures for one day.
Indeed. Daisy's gonna go to her room and go to bed.
Okay. All right. I guess that we were planning on going until 10 o'clock. We can do a little bit more if you guys want to go a little past 10. We could just call it quits right there. I'll leave that up to here.
So as Echo and Melly both leave, I kind of just linger a little bit. It's kind of like to stay behind with Vale for a minute.
Sure.
And I go, so like I didn't want to say it in front of them because I feel like that they have more issues with the gray side of life than travelers of us. But
you think?
Echo seems that starting to understand it a little bit more, but I don't know about Melly. But I was gonna say that whatever we decide to tell them, that maybe you should just sell it to the family and see if you can get a good price or reward from it. It doesn't appear to be something powerful. I mean, unless of course it was something that you feel like means something to you and your family. Like obviously that's a different sort of thing, but
I could be wrong here, but I don't think it's dangerous, and I think if I can curry favor with the Trebane family, it's probably a good move. We can get some coin out of it, and
Favor and a tidy sum always is.
it's kind of the way I see it at this point, but I was hoping
Maybe
it would
you
be some
just
kind of
tell-
clue. I don't know.
Maybe just tell them that you turned it into a museum or something of that nature, and they, gave a small finder's fee or something of that nature.
I don't know if we have to go tricking our new friends just yet. I think, I don't know. I like Echo. I feel like he's just experiencing the world for himself. And,
I like both of them too. I just didn't want them to. I don't know. I feel like both of them haven't seen the world enough, like we have, to know that you have to have coin in your pocket to be able to do things one way or another.
that's true. I just don't want one of their first interactions with that world to be me.
Understandable. Alright, well, have a good night.
You too, old friend.
And I go head to my room.
All right. I think that seems like a good place to end. We're at 9:55. And thank you all for joining us.
Yes.
It's incredible. Make sure you tune in next week and find out what is the box. What's in the box? What does Vale do with it? What happens with the group? This has been a really fun kickoff. Yeah, that's.
Thanks for being the DM, Josh.
Oh yeah,
You did a very good job.
It's been a long time. Feeling a little rusty. Had the yips in the beginning. Not gonna lie, but.
Oh my gosh, my stomach was
great.
doing the butterflies.
But anyone, if you guys have any questions for us, you could tweet at us. You could send them to like we said, JnJtabletop. Anything specific that you want us to like go over in the game or things that we did in the game, let us know. Again, if you haven't played before, if you want to learn how to play, check out that playlist. How to play D&D, JnJtabletop. You'll find it on any of our socials, Twitch, YouTube. You'll be able to find it from there.
Yep.
Yeah, we're happy to help with anything. And boy, I'm excited for next week to find out what you guys do. Excited for Tuesday, see what happens with Captain Robert's game, The Reckoning Hour.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I just say, I think he could have a side name as Captain Multitask, because he was like DMing, moving the music around to this like crazy fit the moment every time it would happen, and then responding to people in chat like mid-sentence almost. I was like, dude.
Yeah, that
was amazing.
Hats off to you.
Yes.
Captain's hats off to you.
Yes, that's right.
that was very well done. Thanks TC guys. I'm really really glad that you enjoyed it. But
definitely.
Yeah, I think that's gonna do it for tonight. Be sure check out twitch.tv/itsevbo. Check out twitch.tv/Obi-Wan_TV. I'm therealjoshT everywhere. Michael, it's gonna pop up on the screen in a second, but there it is right there. And
things are in the Twitter.
/JnJtabletop. So all that being said, have a great night, everybody. We love you. Thanks for checking out this episode of Ancient Relics and Hokey Religions, brought to you by Rare Drop Roleplay. Have a great night.